This is Natasha X reporting from the Natasha X show. Uh, there are a couple things that I would like to address. I haven't had uh, the opportunity to address them in my way yet. We have here some killings going on in our black community, and I have some firsthand knowledge on that, being one of the former community activists for the city of Newburgh, New York. I had experienced a little backlash and uh, a lot of temperament about some things that I spoke on concerning some issues with our children being killed. And what I was actually speaking on was not the fact that the police killings took place, but what I was actually in disagreement with was the standard, excuse me, that we hold our children up to nowadays. Our children are already a target. They are what we call lynch possibilities. And because they are lynching possibilities, according to society, uh, we as African American parents, or even right now it's a mulatto situation as well. Even mulatto parents have to hold their children to a higher standard. We can't believe that racism has died down yet. If you take a look at Donald Trump and his campaign, what you see is anytime that they try to address the Black Lives Matter, they get kicked out, they get beat up, they get fought. So at this point in life, what we have to really concentrate on is our standards of living as African Americans. We have to hold a higher standard to our children. We have to express to them and make them understand that there are things against you already. Like, you're already lined up. And because you're lined up in such a way, you have to go above and beyond, excuse me, the call of duty out here in this type of world. I mean, it's always been graded that way from us since we arrived here on those boats. But, right now, we're in about that same position, and will be in that position if America elects Donald Trump. Um, so, in essence, my ending to this thing is that, when you hear me speaking, I disagree with some things concerning us as African Americans. I would like for people to take a minute to ask me a couple questions, and get a little deeper, because I can express myself in a different way and in a different manner if we're one-on-one trying to discuss it than if we're in a argument, or going through any changes about it. Because what I can tell you is that, there are some high standards that I even hold my own children to. And in holding them to those standards, uh, I make sure that I hold their friends to those standards, and I hold anybody accountable that's not correct amongst that group. So, in disciplining my child, I discipline everyone's child that's around my child, so that I make sure that I keep them alive, because that's my only goal at the end of this day. It has nothing to do with a popularity contest or anything of that sort, where we need to be seen. We don't need to keep being seen. We need to be doing something, and we need to be heard more. And in being heard, that means that you need to take over some things. You need to get some businesses running, and there needs to be things in the black community that we build up: banks, real estate. If you own some things, then it's harder for people to take things from you. So I just wanted to end with that, letting you know that, I have deep sympathy for our children. I don't like the neighborhood nonsense. And, so with that being said, I'm going to end this post.